YouTube family, welcome back to another video. I was inspired to create this video just off of everything that's kind of been happening behind the scenes, as well as what I'm seeing on social media. And I thought to myself, what advice would I give my younger self going into trading or learning to trade? And something that's not just so cliche like risk management and be disciplined, and those things sound very sexy to say, but obviously very important. But I want to give something more specific and something that I've had to kind of dig and realize, wait, this is so valuable. Why is this not a thing? Why is this not shared more? So guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you resonate, if this is something that you take value from. So the first one is actually having predefined entry and exit. And that sounds so simple. It sounds so simple, like, well, duh. But how often do you actually, first of all, document your forecast and then actually mark up the trade, mark up the chart saying, okay, this is where I would enter. I have my stop loss here, and then this is potential areas for my TP or my partials or my exit. Because I've actually noticed that not a lot of people do that, which kind of blew my mind, because then I remembered, wait, I never used to do that. I used to see one retrace, one impulse. I try to do this whole breakout trading thing. The moment that it takes out a double top, I'm in a trade, or rejects the double top, I'm in that trade. And I wouldn't even like mark out, wait, this is what the risk would be. Like, I wouldn't even spend time to do that. So I think that's actually so important. It's something that I thought was very obvious because of where I am now. But looking back, I'm like, wait, I used to make those same mistakes as well. So if you are not doing that, if you're not having a predefined entry and exit, because it's easy to just press the buttons, right? Buy or sell. But do you have your predefined exit? Do you know what you could be anticipating the trade to be, whatever direction, whatever scenario? Because you know what? When you start to have your predefined entry and exit for each trade, for each scenario, you're no longer shocked by the market. Whatever the market does, you're just like, oh, I kind of accounted for this. That I actually have patience and clarity to wait out for the setup. Because believe me, when you start to systemize that, when you have a process for that, it actually lessens FOMO. It lessens those chimp brain, being emotional with your trading. So that would be definitely number one. And speaking of systemizing your trading and having a process, the second one is actually just having a process for everything. I'll let you guys in on the secret, right? I've been getting into a lot of like music again. I went to a Paramore show recently, and if you don't know, I freaking love Paramore. And because of that, I've been getting back into music a lot. And it's become sort of my holy grail when it comes to self-care, or when I feel stressed or overwhelmed, is play music. And that's become sort of my process, my protocol. When Hannah is stressed, this is how I unwind. And being consciously aware of that, or even writing it down on Notion, if you've bought my Notion template, you'll see that there's a systems and processes area where you can actually think and reflect of having a protocol when you're stressed out. Let's say when you take a bad trade, what do you do? Because then you can, at least when you think about those things, your brain will focus on those right things rather than, oh, if I'm stressed, I'm gonna go like take it out on the market. So, oh, I'm gonna like lash out at my partner, or like, I don't know, do X, Y, Z. And I really thought how important this was based on a recent weekly call we had in my Life Club community on just how important it is to have not just trading processes, which, I talk about a lot, and so does the trading industry, but life processes, life protocols. What are you gonna do when you're stressed? Where do you go? How long do you think you need? What are you gonna do when, I don't know, just life happens? Because let's say one of the worst things that could happen is that you just live so unaware that you're almost on this autopilot, and that could actually lead to some sort of self-sabotage in your personal life, which leads into then your trading. And I do see this quite often in myself in the past, and in traders now, right? Where we're so unaware of what's happening in my personal life because we just don't know how to maintain and self-regulate, let's say, emotions or stress, overwhelm, etc., that it then starts to take a toll elsewhere in our professional trading, work, business life. So that's number two, have a process for everything, including in your life. So like I said, I have started playing a lot of guitar. So got the guitar over here and been having a lot of jam sessions just in this corner. When I unwind, when it's been a busy day, when I want to be mindful, I just literally sit here and I play. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, music is honestly just such a blessing. I'm very much into like instruments and like the whole composition. Like when I hear music very differently. Like I just take note of everything, right? So yeah, for me, big process for when life gets tough, when personal life gets tough, is obviously I take a break from trading and I move towards music. So I'd love to know like what it is for you guys, you know, like sometimes that could be baking, could be painting, going on a walk, going on a run. Like have that at the back of your mind when shit gets tough, when shit hits the fan, that you're gonna do that. Now for this third one, we're gonna get a little bit deeper into the rabbit hole here. And this one I think is actually an underdog value or character trait. And it's to take courage. Actually, maybe even I should say, take courage over taking discipline and focus. And I think discipline and focus are like one of the main things that traders would say. You gotta be disciplined, you gotta be focused. And absolutely, yes, you do. But I think you should also take courage. You know, with discipline, it's so easy to measure, right? How well are you sticking to your processes? How well are you sticking to your, I don't know, your daily goals, your habits, going to the gym, drinking water, eating healthy, etc., etc. It's quite easy to measure. Sounds very sexy to say as well, right? There's loads of little programs that build on focus and discipline. You know, you got the monk mode, you've got 75 hard, you got Project 50, and it's like everything, like there's a very obvious thing. Be disciplined, be focused if you want to grow, for self-growth. But again, I think the underdog is to actually take courage to do those things in the first place. I think courage first before those things as well. I think if you're working on discipline and focus, you should definitely be building on being courageous, being bold, taking risks, because that's what I think it's about, right? It's being able to back yourself, it's being able to take risks, it's being able to kind of jump out of your comfort zone to actually go do those things. For example, you're learning ICT, you're learning SMC, you're learning whatever strategy you're learning, but 6 months down the line, you're still learning? Dude, come on. At that point, if you've been actually putting the work in, I trust that you know that stuff, and it's now time for you to actually go implement it. But why do loads of people just don't, right? It's because they don't take the risk on themselves, that they have the knowledge, that they have it in their brain, that they can actually go find fair value gaps. They just don't even try, right? So I think this is massive encouragement for you guys to actually go take courage, to back yourself, take that risk. Like I've said before, growth and comfort cannot coexist. So stop hand-holding yourself. Stop holding the hands of ICT or whatever video you're watching or learning the strategy, and actually go for it. Go try it out. Go open a demo account. Go open up a small account and really feel what it feels like to trade. Feel what it feels like to lose 1% of an account. Trust me, because there's no point in having knowledge if you're not even taking or being bold enough to take those risks and bet on yourself, knowing that you know the knowledge. The only way to get out of like hesitation, I think, is getting used to just beating it with action. If you're constantly in freeze mode or running away from it by saying, oh, let me just like watch another playlist of, let's say, ICT, you're just gonna be in the hamster wheel, and that's gonna build up that muscle of hesitation, of, oh, I don't think I'm ready yet, let me watch core content, oh, let me watch this, let me watch that. But like, let's say it's already been, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, and you've not done anything, then the problem is that you're lacking courage to take the risk and to just try it out, implement it, take action on it, learn from the mistakes, get hurt, get a win, get hurt again, and then just keep making those steps forward and failing forward. And look, there's something that I saw when I was kind of flicking through Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, very famous book. I'll put it up on the screen. And it just talks about, you know, if you have a plan and the plan fails, then figure out how you can improve it. So even if, let's say, you took a risk and the risk hurt you, that's okay. Figure it out again. So fam, that is it. Number one was predefined entry and exit. Number two was having processes, not just trading, but also life protocols. And number three is just be courageous. Have a great week ahead. See you guys in the next video. Take care. God bless. And because one of the worst things that could happen is, let's say you guess